Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Sport Ride. Let's talk about sports on the show. First of all, let's start with Eyimba and Rainbow Stars, who have been handed tough opponents in the first round of the CAF Champions League. Nigerian champions Eyimba are played up with Al Benghazi of Libya. The People's Elephant will travel away for the first leg, and that's coming up. The reverse fixture will hold in about a week later. The winner of the contest will then face either Cotonou Sport Garoua of Cameroon of Ivory Coast side Aztec Mimosa in the next round. Now, the country's other representative in the competition are the likes of Rainbow Stars. Rainbow Stars taking on Ghanaian Premier League side champions Mediema in that very game. The first leg is scheduled to be for Ghana, while the second leg will be played right here in Nigeria. Rainbow Stars also will be looking out to make it right there at Ikene. The winner will now square up against Royal FC of Guinea for the place in the group stage. In the CAF Confederation Cup, Rivers United are also drawn by the Port Harcourt club, will also face the winner of the tie between Etoile Elante of Burkina Faso and also Senegal's Zinkinkor for a slot in the group stage. Better Insurance also, who are on the other hand, Nigerian club side in the competition, will keep a date with Aso Chief of Algeria in the first round. Should the Benin side talk about the Arsenal side scale through, they will face former champion RS Bekene in the second round. The first leg of the game is scheduled to be between August 18 to 20, while the reverse feature will be played a week later. So we have to wait to know how this African side will just get to give us a wonderful tournament coming up. Let's go away from that story and talk about where former Super Eagles captain Kanu Nwankwo has assumed office as executive chairman of Eyimba International, with just a massive move away already being made to put the Nigerian Premier League giants in a good stead for the new season campaign, both at the home and in the continent. Talk about Kanu Nwankwo, who won the African Best Player 1996 alongside back in 1999. Never in the history of Nigerian football witnessed a situation where the top three positions in the club were occupied by ex-international, as in the present case of the Eyimba of Aba side. Amidst the glamour of ex-players to take the center stage in the very major phase in the national football, the likes of Kanu Nwankwo, George Finidi, and Ifeanyi Ekweme, all former Super Eagles players, now hold key position at the People's Elephant, which provides a very litmus test for the ex-international that could also open more doors of opportunities for the others in elsewhere. Talk about the football side. Now we have to wait to see Kanu Nwankwo coming out to give us that very I think he needs to do well. I mean, I wish him all the very best. The man who was there, Felix Anyansi-Agu, stayed long, possibly for 24 years, and he lived up to expectation. I think he could call him the most decorated chairman of a club side, or one of the most decorated African chairman of the club side. Being sure that Eyimba, who are 9-time champions in the the Nigerian Premier Football League, would be having to get things okay on this very much part. So Kanu Nwankwo is now the chairman of Eyimba Football Club of Aba. I'll get on the next story on this one. Let's see what comes up next now. Now, Kanu Nwankwo, like I made you understand that he's just he's a good man to do the job, but he plays well on the pitch, right? But talking about on this job as a chairman, I don't know if he can actually get to live up to expectation. But you just never know sometimes in life until you try. So we hope he comes out very strong and better on that very job. Now, Confederation Cup of African Football, talk about CAF. Confederation of African Football has announced that it will hold 823 award on December 11th back in Morocco, and the continent body will be made us known in a statement released on Tuesday. The prestigious CAF Award will make a welcome return on 11 December 2023 in Morocco to celebrate the stars of African football. CAF said after last successful event in Morocco capital of Rabat, which saw Senegal inspiration forward Sadio Mane and Nigerian international Barcelona top striker Aziz Oshoala claim honors in that very one. The CAF Award will feature some of African finest stars. CAF will communicate this time and host in due course to the people, so you just have to wait to know what comes up next. Now, the award will recognize the standout performance from the club and countries of the past years, with the highlight being the crown of the CAF Champions Player of the Year, both in the men and women category. Sadio Mane and Aziz Oshoala will face stiff competition from some of the continent by the stars in the likes of players, so we'll be making that, craving that event. But let's talk about some of the players who have managed to be in this phase before. The likes of Yaya Toure, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, Samuel Eto'o, 2003, 24, 25, 2010, Didier Drogba, 26, 29, Mohamed Salah, 2017, 2018, Riyad Mahrez, 2016, Kanu Nwankwo, 96, 99, Abedi Pele, 92, and also George Weah amongst 99 and 5 winning that category. For the ladies, let's get on to know the ladies who have got into this phase before. Not really so funny that Azita Shola has been nominated on this part 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. Also, she will be facing competition with the likes of Temi and Glana 2018, and the category almost counts among the previous winners. Former Super Falcons also Perpetual Culture 2004, 2005, 2010, and 2011. Carve disclosed several more honors will also be at the stake, and this include the Interclub Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, National Team Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Club of the Year, Goal of the Year, also the Interclub Women's Player of the Year, which was introduced last year, and after the successful launch of the CAF Women's Champions League will continue this year. Next story now is Confederation of African Football, announcing this 2003 award. So we have to wait to know how that gets to play and how that gets to be, if our own very Azita Dashola will be getting that very much award, or if she's not going to be getting it. And we just have to look and see what happens next. Now let's talk about the Super Falcons, where Tony Payne says the Super Falcons can qualify for the second round of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Round the bottom side have a point from a match day against the Canada side. Talk about the Canucks, and the joint second in the Group B. Australia are the first in the Group B with 3 points after match day 1. Ireland also ranked fourth with 0 points. The Super Falcons will then face Australia next on July 27 at the Lang Park, Brisbane, as they seek to reach the knockout stage. In a video posted on Super Falcons Twitter handle, Movidan Payne stated that she expects more attacking players, to give us that result against the Matildas of Australia. So we are hoping better what to see if the Super Falcons will take us where we need to be. And let's get on the next story. Now, Debutant, this is magic for me. Debutant Philippines shocked co-host New Zealand 1-0 to end a historic first ever win in the Women's World Cup history. In the Group A on Tuesday, California-born Serena Bolden was the hero for the Philippines, as her 24th minute goal was enough to secure the 3 points in Bolden's first half. Header was the country's first ever goal in the competition history. Now, New Zealand thought they had equalized midway through the second half when Jokowi Han's looping header floated after despairing Olivia's Magnalia in the goal. So the Philippines got the result yesterday. Congratulations to Debutant Philippines, giving us that very good result. We just want to see more of this happen like magic. And let's get on the next story because of time frame on the show. Now, what next is about the lady who is called Irina Shayk, reported lost 11 million followers on Instagram just because she parted ways with top-notch player Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's it sounds bad. The Russian supermodel first met the Portuguese footballer on the set of the Armani ad in 2010. They went on to date for close to 5 years, during which they traveled around the world together. Love, yes. For their romance, ended back in January 2015. According to reports, says the model, who is now linked to Tom Brady, lost 11 million followers on Instagram within 24 hours following their breakup. Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Now the couple called it a quit back in 2015, and a year later, she encouraged social media users to hit the unfollow button if they only know her as Cristiano Ronaldo's ex-girlfriend. The couple called it a quit in 2015, and a year later, she has said it to the social media personalities. Yes, if you know me well, then join what I do, then be a part of what I'm talking about. So this lady, Irina Shayk, is no more with Cristiano Ronaldo. They've parted ways. Ronaldo is now with Rodriguez, and nothing takes that away for now. I don't know. That's what I could gossip on you. I don't know. So let's go on to the next story right now, talking about the world of tennis. I still can't believe it, coming from Carlos Alcaraz, a young Spaniard, after getting that result against Novak Djokovic in the Wimbledon 2023. And he said, I still can't believe it. Shares the world #1 more than a week after edging Novak Djokovic for the coveted title. The title of Wimbledon champion has yet to sink in with Carlos Alcaraz more than a week after his captivating triumph at the All England club. And the 20-year-old doesn't anticipate that changing anytime soon. Coming off an extraordinary 5-year win over Djokovic, the world #1 currently honored the commitment to represent Spain at last weekend revamped Hopman Cup in Nice, and that was in France. Alcaraz, sporting fresh card, seamlessly made a switch back to clay to win both of his title. And we'll talk about this man, keep saying about Carlos Alcaraz and what he has done. I don't know. I know what it takes to win a champion like Novak Djokovic. I know if you're winning a Serbian International, who is 36, it means you've won a champion. And winning a champion means that you're actually a champion. He's the world #1 now. Talk about the world of tennis, Carlos Alcaraz. But funny to know, he's just 20. Like, he's 20 years. And he has, he has stepped up his game. He has matched the line. He's down over the Kings, And right now, you talk about Wimbledon 2023, you just have to give it to this Carlos Alcaraz. Even though I understand his name sounds Argentine. When you hear Carlos or Alcaraz, but he's a Spanish international man who is doing everything very right to say that, yes, I'm out there. Now, let's talk about Formula One. Mercedes and AlphaTauri has become the latest team to join in with a rare wing trick that is becoming more commonplace on the Formula One grid. They've utilized a feature that connects the rear wing end plate and the unders and flaps tape section differently in a bid to help manipulate airflow in this area of the car. It's the result of the team clearly poking and prodding to try to reverse the impact of changes made by the FIA to reduce wake turbulence created by cars, which then improves their ability to follow one another more closely. The FIA wanted, to prevent or at least reduce some of the aerodynamic trickery that ensured during the last few regulatory errors. So we have to wait to know what happens in the Mercedes world, and also the Formula One trying to pair like a wing gear. It sounds like I have that kind of a car. I don't have that kind of a Mercedes car that Formula One they use on their race. The likes of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. But moving on to the next story right now, I got this now. Man City boss Pep Guardiola says he wanted Ilkay Gundogan to stay back with the club, but could not make it happen. Man City boss Guardiola said, I pay tribute to former captain Ilkay Gundogan. The midfielder left City for Barcelona earlier this month. What can I say? It's been an incredible 7 years together with Guardiola, and he said that I have no words to describe my gratitude towards him. I wish him all the best for the new challenge in his life. Barcelona bought an incredible player, but that's life. Everyone has a family problem. We've tried to convince him to stay, but we couldn't. We wish him all the very best. That's Pep Guardiola to Ilkay Gundogan. Now let's get on to the next story. Newcastle. Okay, let me leave Newcastle for now. Let me talk about Galatasaray now. Galatasaray signing Wilfried Zaha has revealed that Champions League football convinced him to move to the Turkish side. Talk about the Super League in the Turkish outfit. The Ivorian international winger surprised many fans when he rejected contract from Saudi, and Crystal Palace made a move for him, and he made the say to go to Galatasaray. Zaha has been expected to stay in the Premier League, but he insisted to play for Gala on a 3-year contract. Zaha said, obviously, this will be my first opportunity to be part of the Champions League, so my mindset is to come here and do my best, try and help the club win titles and get as far as possible, he added. I've asked a few friends. I asked Patrick Van Arnold. I also asked Didier Drogba, and he told me it was amazing. I just can't wait to step in here and see for myself. So, Turkey is a good place to be. Yeah, no doubt. Regardless, it's a very wonderful place to be. But Wilfried Zaha now is now going to play in the other side of the Turkish side. That is Galatasaray. Lastly on the show, let's talk about Manchester United, who for me are really trying to strategize. Man United have set a fee for the versatile Scottish midfielder this summer. Scott McTominay, the Red Devils, have stated that they won't accept less than £40 million for Scott McTominay. The Scot is one of who West Ham United are considering to replace in the impact of Declan Rice's departure. However, the Hammers may have put off by such an asking price for the 26-year-old. McTominay does not want to play anymore with Manchester United. Reasons are because he's been playing second fiddle. The likes of Mason Mount coming in now, it just be a problem for him. Also, they have the likes of Christian Eriksen, and I think he's going to be losing it out, playing less in the pecking order, and nobody wants to settle for less. So that's just about that on McTominay. But let's call it a wrap here on the show. Hopefully, I return back again for Thursday edition of its kind to give you the sporting news just the way it needs to be. Stay safe, stay here, go nowhere. My name is Kizike. Good morning, bye-bye for now. Safe.